First we have Marc Deleuze, who's going to be performing with Babette George as his accompanying musician. Marc is a French-born poet in Paris. He's a poet and a traveler by force of things, as he states. His first poetry collection was published in 1971. It's titled Memories of the House of Words, and it was followed by 3 other books of poems. After his initial success, Marc, refusing to play the poet, did not publish for 20 years. During this time, he created Le Paris Poétique in 1982, the poetry forum which organizes events, festivals, acoustic exhibitions, and readings. He worked and researched new methods of poetic expression connected with modern city life, street performances, and revived poetry alongside music. In 2000, Marc created a new festival in Paris, Montmartre, inviting poets, actors, musicians, dancers, singers, choirs, painters, and video makers. He is also a co-founder and literary advisor to the poetry festival Voices of the Mediterranean, which takes place in Le Dève in the south of France. Since 2000, he has published many collections, including You're Many to Believe Yourself Alone, The Diagonal of the Poets, The Man Who Closed His Eyes Without Lowering His Eyelids, Scarecrows, The World Who Speaks, and many others. As aforementioned, he's accompanied by Babette George, who's from Trivandrum, a local boy, and he is the musician. Without further ado, here are Marc and Babette.
Il reste un petit peu de monde encore. Un petit peu de monde dans la foule, oui. Il y a quelques courageux qui sont encore restés là un petit peu tranquillement. Profitons de ça commence là. Dans la foule anonyme, il faudrait parfois s'interroger. Où sont passées la courbe de l'épaule, le creux du bras, la veine bleue du sexe, le genou tendu, la cambrure du pied? Ce ne sont plus que des mots comme ça, perdus dans le dédale des rues et des correspondances. Assise au bord de ton regard, tu aimes à croire le monde simple. Devant la forme compliquée, simplifiée du monde, mesure le compliqué de ton regard. Tu dis, la pierre est dure, il me faut l'être aussi. Comme un regard traverse le cristal, tu rêves de traverser la pierre. Ton regard est dur, trop dur. Ton regard n'est pas le tien. En toi, rien n'est dur, sinon le désir sourd. Il y a quelque part en toi un œil vide, qu'il s'offre, enfin. Dans un sous-bois d'antenne de télé, tu te pinces, tu crois rêver. Tu ressembles à un animal de la préhistoire qui contemple sa propre faim. Entre tes cuisses, une étamine de radar aveugle s'endort. Et tu laisses alors entrer en toi la machine à faucher le passé. Tu te fais graine au creux du terreau de l'histoire. Tu fais entrer en toi le concret de ton rêve. Et tu accouches, enfin, de ton histoire individuelle. Un souvenir, c'est toujours du passé, vu de profil. Tes souvenirs sont lisses, leur jointure se dissimule. Tu crois ta vie sans creux, emplie de toi à tout moment. Suffit que tu te tournes, que tu fasses face, et le présent se déploie devant toi. Alors tu sais, par le regard des autres qui te traversent sans te voir, combien d'espace vide en toi. Mais c'est vide, c'est toi. Tu es passage. Dans ta tête, un métro, le cri d'un enfant, l'œil mauve de cette gamine que gamin tu n'osas jamais embrasser. Un amour endormi, la haine d'un voisin, la fumée d'une cigarette, un flic, un toubib, un guichet, et mille une choses qui madérisent dans le tonneau noir de la nuit. Tu cherches ta bouche, une porte de sortie. Tu ne trouves que des mâchoires. Tu frappes. Y'a quelqu'un? Tu sais, l'amour du monde est beau, comme une question sans réponse. Les objets font de toi cette armoire où le réel est entassé, plié, naphtaliné. Tu crois que c'est dedans. Et quand tu es dedans, tu crois que c'est dehors. Et tu ressors nu comme Adam. Et tu dis, mais comment? Tu ouvres, ainsi crois-tu les portes. Et si c'était la porte qui t'ouvrait? Et quoi? Et qui à l'intérieur? Ce qui te pénètre? Ce qui t'échappe? Écoute très fort. Écoute le bruit de ce qui se tait en toi. Ce qui remue quand tu es immobile pourrait surgir. Ne bouge pas. Tu marches. Tu t'arrêtes. Tu te baisses. Touche du doigt. Dis, tu sens pas? Ça bat sous la terre. Sous la peau de la terre. Ça bande doucement. Une vague allant, venant. Laisse-toi pénétrer. Laisse-toi pénétrante. Tu crois partir très loin. Un désir fou de voyager te soulève. Tes omoplates se déploient comme des ailes. Ne te retourne pas, ferme les yeux. Tu pétris l'air qui file entre tes doigts. Ne te retourne pas, ouvre les yeux. Les ailes de ton dos sont là, oui, devant toi. Comme la cible et déjà le contenu dans la flèche. This is from him for you. L'amour, ce n'est pas ce qui est en toi, ce n'est pas ce qui est en moi, c'est ce qui existe entre nous. L'amour, ce n'est pas ce que je suis pour toi, ce n'est pas ce que tu es pour moi, c'est ce qu'est le monde pour nous. Cette contrée de vivre qu'on appelle le monde, ce pays d'agir et de parler qui nous unit, comme le geste d'embrasser unit les souffles. Le monde, avec nos yeux qui font le jour, avec nos doigts qui dessinent le temps qui passe, avec nos doigts qui fabriquent le temps qui passe. L'amour, cette trace de nous dans le monde. Il est assis. Il n'a pas de nom. Certes, il existe, ou plutôt, il est sur le point d'exister. Il est assis sur le bord antérieur de l'existence. Il est aux confins de la dune et des hommes, l'œil confronté au vide devant soi, à sa propre convexité. Dans le silence de son être, ouvert comme jamais ne le fut l'horizon, l'espace est un regard qu'il apprend à regarder. Le désert le nommera. Le désert est une parole qu'il imprime à l'intérieur de sa peau, comme les livres nous écrivent sur la page de la grande mémoire, sur l'asphalte géologique du chemin qui nous dépasse. Il ne bouge pas. C'est le temps qui remue et s'avance vers lui. C'est l'existence qui, de l'infini le plus lointain, s'approche de lui. Au passage, elle arrache au sommet des dunes des lambeaux de sable, comme des peaux mortes à la surface du soleil, comme l'amour, la douleur, arrache des copeaux de syllabes éphémères au corps stratifié. Il se tait. Écrire, il ne pourrait. Sur le point d'exister, il lui faut sauvegarder son dedans disponible. Assis, laissons-le là. Nous sommes ici. Tu portes en toi tant de passé, de vie que tu n'as pas vécue, en toi pourtant assassiné. Je voudrais me souvenir, mais ne me souviens pas. Avec la pioche ébréchée de mes mots, je creuse dans le tuf mou de ma mémoire. Parfois, un éclat d'anthracite explose. Le temps s'effondre. Plus personne pour rechercher nos corps, nos dépouilles, reconnaître nos restes arrachés, pétrifiés, inhumés dans l'éternité que nous n'avons pas creusé. Le monde remué ne change pas, il cogne au vide qui l'entoure. Le monde est un objet mou. Le monde n'est pas un signe. Le monde ne se lit pas, ne se déchiffre pas. La ville hurle, comme d'habitude. La folie coule, la flot continue dans les rues, les veines du Vésuve ouvertes, les ombres carbonisées, la dernière chaleur. La cité nous avale, nous recrache, nous vomit, nous errons dans la nuit des temps liquides. Aligner ces mots, torches dans le noir, tenus à bout de bras, chaque pas, une phrase, annonnée, trébuchée. Je voudrais me souvenir, mais ne me souviens pas. Avec la pioche ébréchée de mes mots, je creuse dans le tuf mou de ma mémoire, suant de désir, de rage, parfois un éclat d'anthracite explose, le silence, le champ de mine du silence, la jambe gauche de la vie explose, futur extropié, haché l'horizon, le soleil, loin, loin, loin le soleil, vers d'autres rivages, pour d'autres visages. C'est le carnaval au bout de mes doigts, tout se travestit grossièrement et ment comme un bruit de voix derrière mon épaule. Je ne sais plus parler, écrire, je ne sais plus écrire, parler, tout est à refaire. De n'être pas, d'à peine avoir été, le jour d'hier où je ne suis pas né, me griffe de sa vérité, tout est à retaire. Le silence en moi me gêne car il ne sait plus combler l'infime retard sur le bruit qui le devance et me tient par la main et ce pour prend la forme grossière mais je m'y laisse prendre d'un stylo dont la proue fend la page ivre se contorsionne, retombe comme un chat sur ses pieds, sur son nez. Et de n'être sûr que du sillage, la peine de suivre tant il égare et tant il désaccorde le livre prévu où mes ongles se brisent à gratter, griffer, biffer, gratter, griffer, biffer, gratter, griffer, biffer le mot auquel je me prends. Le souffle, un peu le prendre aussi. Le souffle, qu'il s'affale sur le flou du verre. Où est le verre? Moi, le fil du verre, je le perds, je l'ai perdu, voyez-vous? Le voyez-vous? Et plus il me poursuit, plus je cours. Et plus il me poursuit, plus suis à court d'arguments, je me trouve perdu. Où suis-je? Avant, après? La fête a pris un autre visage normal pour un carnaval. Nul ne s'en plaindra, sauf la lune peut-être et encore. Je disais les visages non, les traits plus les mêmes. L'heure est autre, la fête a pris un autre visage. Mon visage a pris une autre tête. Hier c'était la nuit, c'est ce matin, demain. L'aurore aux doigts de prose confère aux choses leur laideur familière. C'est demain et les mots sous mes ongles sont noirs, pauvres et pas nouveaux. Les mots ont-ils encore un masque, un dernier masque, un tout dernier? Peut-être ne le saurais-je jamais, peut-être ne saurais-je jamais la fin de la fête. Y a-t-il une fin? Y avait-il une fête? Thank you.
Mark Deleuze and Babette George. And now, for the second and final presentation of the day, we have a performance by Barry Hart, and she's accompanied by Moratiwa Molema. Both women are from Botswana. Barry Hart is a recording poet, singer, dancer, and image model. Her first single album, Mama, was produced in Germany by Daniel Schmidt in 2008, and she released her 2011 production titled Giving Birth to Love in 2012. She produced a charity poetry album called Children of Mawa and Girl Power in 2013 to raise funds for underprivileged children. She holds a bachelor's degree in arts, a certificate in German, and is currently pursuing an international diploma in French. She is a Botswana ambassador for United Nations Creative Advisory Council, and she defines herself primarily as an activist and then as a poet. Since 2010, she has been staging a live poetry performance annually, and during this event of 16 days, participants compile poetry pieces based on themes like advocacy against violence on women and children, against emotional and physical abuse, rape, poverty, and AIDS. This is also one of her annual fundraising or charity projects. She has widely traveled as a poet, having staged shows in Africa and Europe. She considers herself a voice of the voiceless, and in her own words, quote, "Where there is poetry and a will, there is a way." She's joined by Moratiwa Molema, who's here in the capacity as the art director for Barry. She has a Bachelor of Arts in Media Art, a Master of Fine Art in Film, and she's a stage director, choreographer, film director, and set designer. And her poet name is Timeless Soul. So here are Barry and Moratiwa.
A sandy stream, where wild creatures dream of mirage music in silence with thirst lips on a bed of diamonds. Feeble breeze kiss the dazzling sand, dances melodically with every toe, giving birth to prodigious mounds, a brown desert crown. The slow sun scorches the sand. The warm wind whisks the whiff of baked sand, an aroma of how the sun loved the earth. A blanket of stars ride a horizon of dunes around a crystal moon like a bride. Desert star love and care as a teeming thoroughfare, lit colors of a mind on desert summer night. Kalahari Desert, our religion, a place of Solomon's wisdom, spiritual freedom in ancestral kingdom, a phantom of healing energy. Frequencies and energies indoctrined in the hearts of gems and other depletion, we die, a deception at the soul of another. Cactus and camel thorn, in reverie of torrent gutters, the sun, Bakhalagadi, gather berries, hunt springboks, dinner under the moon. There comes a time when you ultimately get it. When in the midst of all your tears and sanity, you stop dead on your tracks. And somewhere your inner voice cries, enough is enough. And like a child quieting down after a blink tantrum, your sobs begin to subside. You shudder once or twice. You stifle back your tears, and through a mantle of wet lashes, you begin to look at the world from a new perspective. Permit me to say that one more time. There comes a time when you ultimately get it. When in the midst of all your tears and sanity, you stop dead on your tracks. And somewhere, your inner voice cries, enough is enough. And like a child quieting down after a blink tantrum, your sobs begin to subside. You shudder once or twice. You stifle back your tears, and through a mantle of wet lashes, you begin to look at the world from new perspective. There is a reason my heart skips a beat every time I teach women to speak with a lover's fist on their throat, and to float like a boat upon crisscrossing crescent troughs of wave trains from devastated coastlines, forward toward mature undulations of open ocean water. It is the same reason I learned to walk with lions chasing me. An African woman's journey through a poem dug from my heart like fishing hooks. A journey that built homes and characters of excellence. Reading from she, I offer my own words as condolence. Imprisoned by her culture but waits to embrace sunrise. Beneath the tranquil folds of skin, substance, life, and sin. As the sun, her smile glows. As Botswana diamond, she is precious. Her walk is, no, she does not walk. She glides upon the strata of the earth that shaped her creation. The swaying of her childbearing hips laments, I am not a victim, I am a victor. Is a heart with 1,000 broken doors. But see how every floor of each room glitter with love. The music in each room plays a love note that reminds you there's so many things than being heartbroken. I saw her falling from the sky many times. She fell like a bucket into a well and came up full. Having been stung by a swarm of bees, she forgets not where honey comes from. Because she is an African woman. Did you know she can take a bullet for her family? Did you know she'd be stabbing children with stomachs that touch their spines? Stabbing children with protruding ribs like Satan's guitar strings because she is an African woman. Jaaka pula ya sephai go somana kana metsi a sediba ga ntshe lenyora. Jaaka go ntsa lehudi re ituka re tle re ikwa mosepa ke ntsa mariga. Ke re isa tsamaha mama, ke re isa tsamaha.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do a piece called Nature of Nature. I just wanted to say I never thought that I was ever going to play a bansuri in India. So in Botswana, we don't have bansuri teachers. I'm teaching myself, so if I don't sound like, excuse me. The yellow flowers listened attentively one day when I had to mend my pain and I sang my blues away. It was only after a while that they told their friend Rain about my cry, and out of a gray sky came raindrops dripping, drip, drop, drip, with such an intricate beat that had me stomping my feet. What a deep, deep thing to know, that nature responds to soul. A frog climbed up my chair and sat on my guitar, clear that this is where it wanted to be, just hang out and watch the rainbow with me. That day, I hugged a tree that loves me unconditionally because it gives me life with every breath. I caressed the earth as gently as I would my lover. And amazingly, the sun became brighter. Even the birds paused, and they tuned their instruments to the next song. So I went to the ocean, and I said, "Ocean, how old are you?" She said, "Baby girl, I'm just as old as you are. Energy cannot be destroyed. It only changes form." And that is when I knew that the Native American philosophy is true. There cannot be peace on earth if you exclude nature from the Stop the Violence Blue Note. See, wise shapeshifters don't just transcend, they transform, moving along to the rhythms of tide and the moon so that they may be born again.
We are going to take a break. In this break, there is a song that is going to surprise many of you here. If I don't pronounce the words right, at least I tried. Tere naam humna kiya hai, जीवन अपना सारा सनम, जीवन अपना सारा सनम, प्यारे बहुत है. Come, sing with me. इश्क है रे तू हमारा सनम, इश्क है रे तू हमारा सनम. That is enough. Indian. time you find me. Through this time you find me. In this time, through this Within a shadow of tomorrow, your sorrow lies narrow on a wretched path of time. Someday, someplace, you'll dance to my rhyme. Its fragrance as sweet as grandmother's passé, pink pale rosé that grows feral on her backyard. Winds of time, play your heartstrings. It swings and sings, best the uses of spring. No, it weeps. It creeps and clings to its right time of place, of right time and understanding. Thank you. It sensitizes gender-based violence, as the MC has just told you that I am a United Nations ambassador in the United Nations Creative Advisory Council, where artists use art to combat and sensitize gender-based violence. The reason why it's more of performing art is because I work a lot with the blind. I work a lot with the unprivileged who cannot read and write. So they can be able to feel me when I perform it. They can be able to feel me when I perform my poetry. And the reason why it's about gender-based violence is because our culture used to actually suppress women to a certain extent. Same woman, a lawyer, a female lawyer and a male lawyer wouldn't have the same job, wouldn't have the same salary. A woman was not allowed to be a chief. A woman was not allowed to inherit his father or mother's thing. Even if he was born alone, then the uncles and the grandfathers will take the thing. These are the things that we really have to talk about as gender activists. So Very Hard speaks through these issues through poetry. The next one is a true story about gender-based violence of a certain lady that I met. Once I held a workshop in a certain slum in Botswana. Barefoot through old Naledi streets, with the same undulant grace, marks, scars visible on her face, watching her cross garbage and excrement along the old Naledi slums. Mam Muledi Musadi wa Makonde. She has hips like sharp buckets, hips desired in old Naledi markets. Oh, may she live like some green laurel, rooted in one dear perpetual place, where men's merriment won't begin a chase. Years return me gradually to the afflictions and shames of childhood. It is a curiosity of existence. All the mythology and theology saddens me of how she had to sleep with a pastor as a young girl to buy food. How she had to sleep with a teacher at school to get good marks. And how she had to sleep with a rich man to get a job. Should this wake a shadow of sympathy in you? Such a dark, solitary life so near to our own. Just downtown, Naledi slums, Naledi streets. She has entered her fold of silence like a star accused by dawnlight. She doesn't sleep at night. ringed and unhappy, looking like a frog killed by a heart attack. It is the declarations of age that are formed, the very faulty arrangement for such if we become. If this is blasphemy, then the Lord will have to forgive me. Hella fantasy makes it weak, sweeter and better, bringing into her head the dream of sweet features, such honey in his words. Deep dark honey before the keeper brings into sunlight, for honey is made in darkness. In darkness where her thighs play an unforbidden game during sex, so vigorous as steam engines. Don't worry, my tears, I'm an actress. The next piece is Child of My Mother, where we are using multimedia. So for a few minutes, we are going to set up. November is a very important season. We are closer to December. And although we are from a country of 1.8 million people, it gets so hectic, it gets so busy. So normally at this time of November, girls are murdered and raped. In 2012, when I wrote this poem, I dedicated to specifically Tsepa Motlhabane, who was murdered and raped, and this happened at her mother's place. Someone knocked, and this person came, and they asked him for water. As she went into the house, then she was raped and murdered. Then she was found in a pool of blood. That issue came when I was appointed to be ambassador for Botswana in the UN Creative Arts Council, and I wrote this poem dedicating for such girls as Tsepa Motlhabane. And usually this poem and most of my performance, I use a lapella microphone. Every time a child or woman is raped or dies, I feel the pain of how they lived in vain. This pain pierces through the puddles of rain and tune the lovers of memory. This pain makes my brain make friends and say, yes, the pain was sound, yeah, the love. When good girls will play a bass, she asks with a twisted tongue tied to it. Sometimes her lips get cut by an instinct. I like some moments of feel red blood going between her cheeks. But I'm afraid to say and take me down. The height of my spiritual insight was the tears and fears of a child whose love was never recognized. Last night, I dreamt of her wiping the flower dress, yes. She wore the flower dress when she got raped, yes. She wore the flower dress when she disappeared, yes. She wore the flower dress when the blood was struck into pieces. And the flowers on the dress melted in a pool of blood that escaped her blood. I'm not impressed with the night child. I hear soundless heartbeat on highways. I hear the soundless heartbeat on highways. I see your restless soldiers. That's the smell of the and our hearts always touch. This is what the sky soul about to darkness. My eyes can never find the right shade to find. Minds knowing, hands holding, into the they call me names for this darkness. But I'm just in a terrorist against child on the stage in a general fire. And the sun is the next one. I am the end of generate violence. Rise and shine, my mother says. But how can I rise and shine, mother, when everything around me is alive and living and choosing to see sunrise? That's why I resort to rain. Playing trombones and reciting poems opposed to good. They say the revolution wasn't Taliban, but it was told where it had come. Because some of you have been taught to aspire to that hope. And you practice metaphors, similes, and words. Some of us are one of them. Thus we recite poetry to stop abuse against women and children for eternity. It may not count the roads, Just from that, it's stretching out in the and our hearts will always touch baby God. As God is supposed to be broken and to the stomachs of his children and his wives, with other fathers. Gender as we are in politics. As we are that shapes sunsets and sunrises of job tongues and deliver babies in prison into the muscular woman. It's the bright of skies and chisels smiles on into the sea sky of two mothers and three we can break the light. This is not a power. This is for the true love that used to guide us. This is a song to be sung to every girl who's been told that for them to live their lives is to give their lives away. And our hearts will always touch baby girl. Wow. Our hearts will always touch baby girl.
Just tell me, did you feel anything? Did you feel anything? They are wonders. One European style, other the natural style, nature from the nature. What I was thinking that when Mark was reading his poetry, I was telling to Kamal that Mark is presenting same way as Tayyam people were presenting in the morning. The difference was that they were traditional and he is modern. And here, he is both. They are both. So, I thank you.
I didn't take time to thank you so much, Radhi, for what you organized and your presence. You're our mother here.
I am Mother Earth. Thank you, Bobby. He is a very great is a musician. He is working in films and all, but whenever I call Bobby, I need you, he leaves everything and comes. So, some clapping for Bobby also. Too short. And without any, and for me, he talks more and practice less. So anyway, thank you. And now we have a dinner with the Goethe, German Institute here. So we will wait for the bus and we'll go there. So thanks a lot, friends. Tomorrow we'll meet again. This is the poetry feast in Kritya. We are not able to give you 6-star hotel. We are not able to give you 7-course food, but we are giving you 12-course poetry. So thanks a lot.